Hi everybody, my name is Roman and it's Marketing Wash House. And today we talk about controlling your time in Google Ads, making it time targeting, and be sure that you do not show your ads when nobody is actually going to buy anything on your site. So the thing is, time targeting has two main purposes. First, you don't want to show your ads when you are not able to sell anything to your customers unless you have a very long period of making a decision. For example, if you're selling a real estate in somewhere in I don't actually any real estate, people not making this decision in one day. They usually Google for it for several times. They come to your site several times. They proving themselves that they have to buy this house. They actually want it. They checking the price. I have a good phrase for that. That even a very empty fridge takes about 8 to 9 impressions per day. So the same happens here. When you're selling something that makes a lot of time to make a decision, you should make your advertising all the time. But for example, if you sell something that has a very small time of decision making, or for example, you're installing CCTV cameras and it's usually a B2B client and people usually making this decision when they're on work, then you don't need to advertise anything outside the working hours. And if you look on the picture on the right, you will see that everything that is even a little bit blue exists only inside the working hours. So in this particular case, it's since 9 a.m. to 19 p.m. Everything else is blank. And it's blank because I do not want to make advertising in that time. Another thing, time targeting also gives you an ability to control how much you're actually paying per each hour. For example, as say the same on the picture, you will see that everything that is on the left red line has much more blue there than everything that is on the right. Because in this particular business example, client really wants me to make as much advertising before the lunch as possible because the conversion rate of people that actually trying to contact his business before the lunch is much higher than after the lunch. They are really ready to buy something with a high chance. And he has a very limited budget. He's trying to make it as profitable as possible. So that's why we made a decision to sell and spend more money before the lunch every day. And he also asks me to make more advertising on Mondays and on Tuesdays. And you will see that, for example, the most blue line here is Friday, but actually this is because the date range I took for this screenshot is a little bit wrong. But on average, I have the same color on Monday and Tuesday and very light blue on other days. And this is happening because people that actually trying to buy something from his business on Monday will much likely to buy something and will have enough time to make a decision before the end of the week. But people that contact him on Fridays, they go to weekends and they have a much less conversion rate. Of course, it depends from business to business. Again, as my favorite example, if you sell BMW, there is a very high chance that somebody will come to your shop on a weekend instead of coming on Monday because he has a lot of time to go there and to have a look and to choose from instead of doing it after work. But you need to calculate this matrix for your own business and try to analyze and understand which hours works the best for you. So this is how it looks like. Inside your account, inside your each campaign, and you have to do it separately for each campaign, you have an ad schedule on the left in the menu and also have a pencil mark on top. If you put a pencil mark, you can create a custom timetable. You have a lot of custom timetables to look from, for example, from Monday to Fridays, all weeks, or only Mondays, and a lot of others. But after you play around with this button, you will end up with a table like this. First, I've created the timetable from 9 to 12 each working day, and then I put a bid adjustment for these timetables, 20%, and then I repeated this action. I also added a timetable from 12 to 6 p.m. and I put 0 bid adjustment there. And then, for example, imagine I have a $1 bid. If you are Googling something from 9 to 12 each day during the work days, I'm going to make my bid $1.2 instead of $1 and $12 instead of $10 automatically because I believe that the chance that you make any action on my site is much higher. If you're going to Google something after the midday on the working days, I will bid $1 to get you on site. If you're going to Google something on a weekend, I will not bid at all, because I don't believe that you will end up with a conversion, and I also don't have anybody to make a callback on you. And this is a very important thing. I don't know if you know, but if you make a callback to your client in 15 minutes after he or she sends a contact form with a mobile phone on your site, the conversion rate is several times higher than if you make this call 2 days later. And I'm going to cover it in one of the next videos, because I think you should know why it works like that. But please keep in mind that if you're not ready to call me back on Saturday, you are not ready to pay the same amount of money that you can pay on Mondays, because the chance that I'm going to buy something if you call me right back on Monday is much higher than if you call me 2 days later on Saturday. So some patterns that you can work with, for example, you don't want to make advertising on weekends, on holidays, or you wanted to pay less on Fridays. You also should consider if you wanted to make advertising in the night, in the weekend. Another thing you should think about, I have a lot of clients that actually start to make advertising 4 or 5 hours before the midnight on Sunday and then the whole working week, because people that actually googling something on Sunday in some businesses trying to solve problem they had to do and they had to solve in the past week, it's quite a hurry. They have to solve it as fast as possible, and they're not sure that they can solve it on Monday. So they're trying to do it from home a little bit in advance. So if you call them first thing in the morning, the chance they will make an action is very high. Also think if you want to make some advertising on lunch. Some B2C businesses don't actually work on Mondays from 9 to 10, from 9 to lunchtime, because people trying to solve their home business during the lunch. And some B2B businesses just doesn't work during lunch, because people are not caring about things they have to do, because they're going for lunch, they're going to talk with other people, and then don't want to think about work. So this is everything I want to tell you about this time. Something you have to remember, the very last thing, is that time targeting is based on account time settings, not user location time. If you have a worldwide account that actually targeting, I don't know, London, Germany, Berlin in Germany, Moscow in Russia, and Beijing in China, and you make a targeting from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., that is based on the account you created. If you created in India, in Mumbai, or in San Francisco, you will have a time zone there, and this time targeting is based on time zone of the account. So to make it works correctly, for example, if you serve your ads in the whole United States, separate the coasts, separate the states, and try to make different campaigns or different accounts for different states, so you can make and control time targeting, and it will be used correctly. To check what time zone you have, you go to settings, then to preferences, and there you will see the line that will say to you which time zone is chosen for this particular account. That's everything for today. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments below, and see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.